Hello everyone, greetings from TCC. As you all have seen now in the previous video what we have done so far, we have designed the sign up form and we have written the code for it. We have made the database connectivity and accordingly all the details when we sign up as a user, it goes into sign up table. In this video, we'll work on login form now. Means we'll be working on authentication. Before we do that, let me again fill one more time the entry, a random entry in a sign up form, and let me show you that all those things are going inside a sign up table, and then we'll see how to write a code for login form. So let me fill a entry quickly here. Let me write like Tom and then Lawson, last name, mobile number some 987-654-3210. Okay, and some address. I'm thinking a lot here. Manhattan, something like that, and something like this. Okay, and then let me write an email address like tom@gmail.com and then tab tom123. Okay, I'm just dictating the password so that you remember when we try to log in we have to enter the same password. Okay, so let's click on submit. So now it is taking me to the login page. Let me go to the Visual Studio. From here also on the Server Explorer window you all can see the database here. Even you can operate the database from here on Visual Studio. No need to open SQL Server one more ID and put the load on your PC. So let's click on the sign up table and let's right click on it and say show table data. So you will see that one more row has been added, Tom Lawson, something, some address, some email ID and some password, right? Now so sign up table and sign up form is ready. Now we have to write the code for login form for this submit button. So let me go to the Visual Studio, let me close this window. Okay, and let's jump to the login form now. So let me click on this. Okay, this is the login form. We'll be able to see the submit button here, and we have not registered any on click event on it. So what we can do, we can click on design here and search for the submit button. Here it is, and just double click on it so that it should take us on the click event. So here it is. So it has created a BTN submit click event, and it also may have registered in the design in the source code. You all can see the on click this particular method or event will get called. Fine, so we have to write code here now. So let's start writing the code. So in the login form we are seeking for the authentication part, right? And user will enter email ID and the password. So basically user will be using email ID, okay, as a username and then password. So first of all we have to do the connection with the database. Okay, I hope you all have seen that video of database connectivity, thoroughly explained in a very simplest way. So if you haven't still, please go through those videos and you will easily understand how this connection thing works. So I want a object of SQL connection here. Okay, and it is showing me the error, but of course because we have to import, or you can say use, that namespace. So let me see if it give me the suggestion here. Yeah, it is giving me a suggestion that using system.data.sql client. Okay, so all the classes resides in this namespace. So here it is. So the connection object, you all know, it asks for this four things, like the server name, database name, username and password. Okay, four things. So what we can do, let me just close this window. Yeah, so code will be visible. Now we can write the connection string once again here, but let me go with the a good developer practice way. Let me change the approach here. Means we'll not write the connection string here once again. Instead of what we'll do, we'll just make the connection string entry in the web.config file. So let me go to the Solution Explorer file here, Solution Explorer, here web.config file it is. So here, this is the configuration file. Okay, through this file you can actually control the whole project. Okay, you can control the whole project. So what we can do here, in the configuration tag, we can make one entry here. You can search for it like connection strings. You can see here we have connection strings. Then we can add name. You can give any name. Okay, so we can give it a name like yoga db, something like this. Okay, and then mention the connection string. So where you can pull out the connection string, you all remember in the previous video also we saw, like you can click on this database connection, okay, which we have like made before also. Right click on it, okay, properties, and you will see the connection string here. So Control A, Control C, close this, come here back again, and then enter here. Okay, why this is considered as a best practice? Because you can have a connection string stored here only once. Okay, and you can use this connection string using this name, like now yoga db. Means you don't have to again and again write data source, initial catalog, integrate security. You just have to mention that yoga db connection string is already saved in the web.config file, so you can reuse it again and again. That's the best part. And also if you want to make changes in the connection string, so you don't have to go in every particular web page and do the changes. You just have to do the changes only once here in web.config file, and all the changes will get reflected in all the web pages. So that's why it is considered as a best practice to have a connection string here in web.config file. And we did our part now. So now we'll switch to login.aspx.cs file. Now what we have to do here, you have to write the code. So connection string we have to pass here in the connection object. For that, now we have to contact web config file. So to operate with that web config file, we have one class here. Name is web configuration manager. So manager to operate with that file, a manager dedicatedly. Okay, so first it will show you the error. Okay, go for the solution and see, it will ask you to import or use the namespace. So go for it using system.web.configuration. So it will turn blue. Now if you click on dot here, using that class we can have one property, like we have saved connection strings, and inside it we have to pass the name which we just have given, that is yoga db. Okay, and finally we have to convert that whole thing into string, bracket open close. Yeah, so don't worry. Okay, we'll share the code with you all. Okay, you all can see the description of this video. You will get the code from where you can get it, don't worry. So our connection object is ready now. Okay, and now let's open the connection dot open. Then we can ask connection object to give us the command object. Okay, so for that we have to declare one command object first. So SQL command cmd equal to new, or not new, you can ask connection object itself con dot create command for us. So based on connection object we are creating the command object on it. Now we have to declare command text. Okay, and that is a query we have to give to the command object. That is, we have to select SQL query. You have to write select mobile. Okay, we can just have a look over the sign up table once again, like what columns we have got here. quickly. Okay, so we have got mobile here, and then we need, why I'm taking mobile you will come to know, because see, we are building e-commerce website, so definitely we'll need a mobile number later on for some different use. So we'll take it now. We need mobile, we need address. Mobile number will use to send the text messages. Address will use to create the invoice, and then we need password, okay, to authenticate from the table called sign up. Okay, and for the username in our case is email id, where email id equal to, and we just have to pass a parameter here @email. Okay, so this will be the parameter which will be passing to this query, and this parameter will take from the user whatever user will enter in the username section. Okay, so now we just have to add the parameter cmd dot parameters dot add with value. Okay, so the string name was given for the parameter was email, and that will come from the text box we have here on this login page, that is txt user dot text. Okay, so whatever user will enter in that text box txt user dot text, it will get substituted in the email here, and the query will get fired. It will select the mobile address password from sign up where the email id user has asked for. Okay, now next, now we can call, and we can have an object called sql data reader, okay, which will read the data, is equals to, we can ask cmd now to execute the reader. Okay, so when command object will execute the reader, it will return us the data reader object. We'll have it in the dr named object. So if now dr has got some data here, dr is able to read some data, that means dr has found any data here. So what will happen? Okay, we will check the password now. Okay, so if dr is able to find any data based on the email id, so we'll check the password now. So password was saved in txt pass, not this one, yeah, the other one, text box dot text what user has entered. Okay, what user has entered, then we have to just write equal to, and then we have to ask dr get me the string, get me the string. Okay, and we have to just pass the index number. See, mobile number is at 0 number, and address is at 1, password is at 2, so we just have to pass 2 here. Okay, so we are asking dr data reader to get the string at second position, converting it into string. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. We are asking dr to get the string at second position. Okay, instead of using square bracket, we have to use round bracket here. My bad. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we are checking, so the password user has entered, whether it matches with the table, okay, table entry what dr has find out. Okay, so it will allow us to successfully log in. Okay, so for that, before we do that, we can create session object. Okay, session, we have to just maintain the state of the user, so for that we will be using session object here, and we'll store every detail of the user in this session object. So for that we are creating one like session object. Inside we are making an entry email, and we are storing the email address of user here. Okay, done. We want to have one more entry here, session, as you all saw, we are fetching mobile and address also, so we'll try to save mobile number also, so that we can use it for the later, like for some other purpose. and not txt this time. We have to ask dr to get us the string. Okay, and the not square bracket, sorry, round bracket, and the index position will be now mobile, it is 0. Okay, which is a 0th position, and then converting those thing into to string. Okay, similarly we should also have one more entry in the session object for address, and let's change the index position. Here it was 0, here it will be 1. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Okay, so session object we have declared. So if the login is successful, we are creating a session object here. We are making 3 entries in it so that we can use it for the later purpose. I'll show you where it will get used in the coming videos now, and we'll try to dispose the command object and close the connection object also. Okay, and then we'll try to this dot response dot redirect, means we are trying to redirect the user to to the which page. We have to take index page. Yeah, okay, so after successful login it should take us to index.aspx. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. Okay, now if condition doesn't get satisfied, so it will go inside else, and we had one label here. Okay, so we'll set the property, text property, like please try again. Okay, so we have written else for this, and even if data reader is not able to read, so we can write one more else statement for it, the same message, like again if no data found, so we can ask again user please try again, or you can write any message like invalid username or invalid password, whatever message you want to write, you can write it. So we are done with this part, and let's fire this now, and we'll see whether things work fine as expected. Okay, let me view in browser. Here we go. So we are on the login page now. So now let me try tom@gmail.com tab. I'll try to enter the wrong password first. So like Tom, the password was Tom123, so I'll write Tom1234 and try to submit. So we're getting one error here, the invalid column name password here. Okay, fine. So I'll just quickly verify. Yeah, so we had column name pwd, so we go to cs part. Okay, and we just change this thing to pwd. Okay, so we just have corrected the error, and let me once again run this page. Okay, so now let me try once again tom@gmail.com, and the password, I'll typing the wrong password here. Okay, if I click on submit, it is showing me the message like please try again, and if I type the right password tom123, okay, and click on submit, it is redirecting me to the index page you all can see here on the URL. Okay, so that was from the login side. So in the next video we'll see like how to replace this login and sign up form. So once the login is done, the user should not be able to see the login and sign up. Instead of user should be able to see the cart option like shopping cart or view cart option, and instead of sign up, user should be able to see logout option. So we'll see like how to replace these two sections when user login successfully. And again, clicking on logout, these two things should again reappear. So stay tuned. That's it from this video. Thank you.
That's all guys from this video. If you really like this video, press like button and do subscribe to our channel. If any queries or suggestions, do comment below. For more such updates, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.